last game at Northeastern, and also cheerleaders will be doing the last night of cheering. Before that, we want to honor our great, I think it's a great program, our elementary program throughout the district in basketball. So at this time, we would like Mr. Lombard now.
Right now we're at Northeastern Clinton in Champlain. Coach Orville Netto of the varsity. They're having a recognition night for the entire basketball program in the school district. And now Coach Randy LeBombard speaking.
So we're going to announce the Champlain 3rd and 4th grade basketball players and their coach, Lauren Risley. Fifth and 6th grade from Champlain with their coach, Diane Morales.
Now Lauren Risley and his 5th and 6th grade team, and Diane Morelli with her 5th and 6th grade team from Champlain. Now Rosses Point 5th and 6th grade. Bruce Letourneau with his Rosses Point 5th and 6th grade squad.
Are there any kids that are taller than this that are missing? Do we have any taller kids in the group? Boys, 3rd and 4th grade, Terry Davidson.
Moore's 3rd and 4th grade team. Jim Davison, their coach. Jim Davison with his 3rd and 4th grade team. Jerry Davison coaches the 5th and 6th grade team for Moore's. Now St. Mary's 3rd and 4th grade team, Mitch Willette's team.
St. Mary's 5th and 6th grade, coached by Gary Castine.
And the 5th and 6th grade team at St. Mary's, coached by Gary Castine. Now Randy LeBombard turns the mic back over to Orville Netto. Coach Netto to introduce the seniors who will be playing their last game as Cougars.
The senior cheerleader and the guys who will be playing their final game tonight in Livingston Witness. Starting with the captain of the cheerleaders, Terry Dutil.
Captain of the cheerleading squad, senior Terry Dutil.
Captain of our varsity basketball team, Travis Carey.
And the captain of the Cougar basketball team, Travis Carey.
Also playing their final game tonight, Scott Gagno.
Scott Gagno playing his final game in Cougar uniform.
Rob Musso.
Rob Musso.
Dale Swagger.
Dale Swaggart.
And Jeff Herring.
Jeff Herring playing his final game in the Cougar white and purple, maroon.
We'll give you the lineup for tonight's game.
Now the starting lineups for tonight's game. Officials for this game this evening, Paul Crusher O'Connell and Steve Parker.
Tonight's game. Tonight the Cougars will host the Peru Indians. Now for the starting lineup for our visiting team.
Now the visiting Peru Indians.
Senior, number 22, Mike Whitehouse.
Mike Whitehouse starting at guard.
At guard, senior, number 24, BJ Rollahan.
BJ Rillahan starting at guard.
At guard, senior, number 13,
Tim Votra, number 13. Number 34, Rob Diamond. Tim Lucken rounds out the starting five for the Peru Indians. Bruce Close is the coach of the Peru Indians. And now the Northeastern Clinton Cougars starting five. Center, number 44, Dale Swaggart. Forward, number 54, senior Jeff Herring. At guard, number 40, senior Travis Carey. At guard, number 52, senior Scott Gagno. And number 24, senior Rob Musso, round out the starting five for the Cougars. Coached by Orville Neto. Now, ladies and gentlemen, our national anthem.
Perilous fight, for the ramparts we watched were so gallantly streamed, and the rocket's red glare, the bombs bursting in air, gave proof through the night that our flag was still there. Oh, say does that star-spangled banner yet wave o'er the land of the free and the home of the brave?
That's the Star-Spangled Banner. Now we're ready for a ball game. Peru Indians, Northeastern Clinton Cougars. Swaggart controls the tap, but Tim Votra controls the ball for the Peru Indians. He works against Scott Gagno. Votra drives to the basket, lays it up around and out. Gagno pulls down the rebound, lays it over to Travis Carey. Carey over to Gagno. Northeastern, they'd like to play a more deliberate style, slow it down, keep the ball out of the hands of the high-flying Peru Indians. Carey over to Herring, gives it over to Gagno. Look inside to Carey, works the basket, front rims it, pulled down by Peru, over to Votra, loses control, regains control, over to Lucken, drives to the basket, and he's fouled by Rob Musso. No score, 7:19 to go in the first quarter. On the floor for Peru, B.J. Rillahan, Tim Lucken, Mike Whitehouse, number 22, Rob Demon, number 34, and Timmy Votra, number 13. He hits the second of the foul shots. He missed the first. It's 1-0 Peru. Scott Gagno gives it over to Swaggart. He'll bring it over center court. Musso, out by Votra. Musso with a pick. Gagnon works against Rillahan. Now Carey works against Rillahan. Vautra tries a double team. Carey gives it back over to Musso. Musso works against Vautra. Scott Gagnon drives the paint, tries to lay it up. He's fouled. Foul on number 34, Rob Beeman, for Peru. Gagnon shooting the 1-and-1, hits the first. He was shooting 2 there. He hits the first. Ties it at 1, 6:43. Play in the first quarter. Gagnon hits them both, but we've got a lane violation, so it'll take away the basket. 1-1 tie. Rillahan inbounds to Vautra. Vautra calling out a play, hands it over to Rillahan. Rillahan to Vautra. Tries to go inside to Demon, knocked away, picked up by Travis Carey of Northeastern. Cougars head the other way. Bounce pass to Swaggart. Swaggart works against Luckin. Now Gagnon over to Musso. Musso over to Swaggart. Northeastern, very deliberate style of offense. Musso inside to Herring, and Demon, Rob Demon, called his second foul of the ball game. Musso inbounds to Travis Carey. Gagnon just inside the three-point line, back rims it. Ball pulled down by number 24 for Peru, BJ Rillahan. Hands it over to Vautra. They'll set it up. Cougars in a zone. Demon, little 12-footer, drills it home. 3-1, Peru Indians up over the Cougars. 5:40 to go in the first quarter. Herring back over to Gagnon. Gagnon hands it over to Swaggart. Swaggart back to Gagnon. Knocked away, restolen by Gagnon, drives to the basket, blocked by Rob Demon. Northeastern ball. Cougars yet to score a free field goal, and Peru with only 1 field goal. Ball knocked away but picked up by Travis Carey. He's guarded by Rillahan. Carey, three-pointer off the front of the rim. Battle for the rebound. Demon pulls it down for Peru. Hands it over to Luckin. Luckin works, pulls it back out, gives it over to Rillahan. Rillahan, three-pointer off the front of the rim. Pulled down by Vautra with a rebound, lays it up and in. 5-1 Peru, 5 minutes to go in the first quarter. Got Rillahan over the back with the foul, and they'll get him out of the game. He's getting in serious foul difficulty early in this game. Off the bench for Peru, number 44, Tim Sweeney. He'll come in for Rob Demon. They can't get him in. Cougars with the ball. Herring takes it right to Demon, as they should. Demon with some foul difficulty, and he's going to be taken out of the game, so you might as well take it right to him before they can get him out. Maybe you can get him to pick up that extra foul. Now Rillahan will slow it up. They work it inside to Luckin. Luckin rolls it up. Demon hard for the rebound. Stolen away by Musso. Musso gives it over to Herring. Now Gagnon brings it down. Give it over to Musso. Get it inside to Travis Carey. Carey pulls it back out. Gives it to Herring. Now over to Musso. Go cross court to Swaggart. Swaggart over to Scott Gagnon. He'll hand it over to Swaggart. They get it inside to Carey. He works on Rillahan and lays it up around and out, and Rillahan pulls it down for the Indians. Rillahan Hawk by Gagnon. He gets away easily. Over half court. Gives it over to Luckin. In the corner, Votra, three-pointer. Off the back of the rim. They battle for the rebound. Pulled over by Rillahan. Rillahan pulls it back out. Now Demon from 15. Off the back of the rim, they battle again. Peru with a definite edge on the boards as Luckin pulls down the rebound, lays it back up and in. 7-1 Indians lead. Coach Neto and the Cougars call a timeout. 3:20 to go in the first quarter. Indians by 6. Substitution for the Indians. Finally, Tim Sweeney gets into the ball game. Foul troubled Rob Demon sits down on the Indian bench. Now Rob Musso for the Cougars works against Votra. Gives it over to Swagger. They get it inside to Gagnon. He got away with a walk. Peru pulls down the rebound. Luckin over half court. Gets it over to Rillahan. They get it inside to Luckin. He gets called for the walk. Tim Luckin with a travel. Ball goes back over to the Cougars. Scott Gagnon bounce pass to Herring. Rejected by Sweeney. Size advantage definitely in Peru's favor. Gagnon front rims it. They battle for the rebound. Swaggart battles and he comes away with it. Stolen away by Luckin, restolen by Swaggart. He'll head the other way. Musso over to Herring, back out to Musso. Now Gagnon reset for the Cougars. Herring checks out the situation and he hands it off to Travis Carey. 5 seniors on the floor for Northeastern. Gagnon gets away with another walk. Has a tendency when he makes that move to drag that pivot foot as Travis Carey back rims it, gets his own rebound, drives to the basket, lays it up. Blocking foul. Nope, no foul. They got a walk on Travis Carey. Votra looks to get it inside. He doesn't. Now he does to Sweeney, lays it up and in. Tim Sweeney carving out some space in the paint. Lays it up. Easy 2 for the Indians. 9-1, 8-point lead. Votra, Tim Votra called for a foul. Greg Everett into the game for Peru. BJ Rillahan will take a rest on the Peru bench. Swaggart from the corner gives it over back out to Herring. Cougars yet to substitute. They trail by 8. Gagnon shovels it to Carey. Carey a little give and go back to Gagnon. He's fouled as he drives the paint. Now into the game for the Indians of Peru, number 33, Milk Carson, and number 15, Dave Haight. One starter left on the floor for the Indians of Peru, and that's Timmy Luckin. The other 4 guys off the bench. As Coach Bruce Close goes deep, already 9 deep into his Indian bench. Carson from about 15. Back rims it. Battle for the rebound, and Swaggart pulls it down for Northeastern. Hands it over to Travis Carey. Cougars bring it down slowly. Play a very deliberate style of offense. Their style of offense is not conducive to a catch-up game. So they're going to have to start scoring some of these strips down the floor. Less than 20 seconds in this first quarter. Carey drives against Everett. It's blocked. Now they get it underneath. Travis Carey and Greg Everett beating on the play, but he comes out of nowhere to slap the ball out of play and out of bounds. And out of Travis Carey's hands. Underneath, Carey at the buzzer. Lays it up. The Cougars, a paltry 3 points in 1 quarter of play. They trail the Peru Indians 9-3. Second quarter action. We're in Champlain, Northeastern Clinton versus Peru Indians. Andrew Brown into the game for the Cougars, as the seniors have played their first quarter of action. That was a senior laden team for Northeastern. Now substitutions. Travis Carey stays on the floor with Dale Swaggart, but into the game for Northeastern now Andrew Brown and number 22, Scott LaFountain. And number 30, Joe Misek for the Cougars. One starter for Peru still on the floor, that's Tim Luckin. The other guys all off the bench, Tim Sweeney, Greg Everett, Milt Carson, and Dave Haight. 9-4, Peru. Carey back rims it, and Luckin pulls down the rebound for the Indians. Gives it over to Greg Everett. Now to Haight, back to Everett. Little 10-footer off the front of the rim, off the side of the rim, and Travis Carey pulls it down. Gets it out to Joe Misek. He holds it up, waits for his teammates. Scott LaFountain works against Luckin. Pulls it back, gives it over to Andrew Brown, now hands it over to Travis Carey. Scott LaFountain works against Luckin, takes it to the basket, lays it up and in. Count the hoop, and LaFountain will step to the line to try to complete the three-point play. Now Mike Whitehouse takes a seat on the Peru bench. He joins most of the starters for Peru. 32, Tim Luckin still on the floor for the Peru Indians. Tim Votra over to Greg Everett. Tim Sweeney off the back of the rim. Joe Misek, Andrew Brown battle for the rebound. Misek comes away with it and hands it over to Dale Swaggart. He'll slow it up. LaFountain over to Carey. Carey guarded by Everett. Now to Swaggart, now over to LaFountain. B.J. Rillahan back into the game for the Peru Indians. LaFountain works against Rillahan. Puts it up and in. So Scott LaFountain providing a spark off that Cougar bench. 9-9 Northeastern. 6:10 to go. Rillahan from 3 off the front of the rim. Battle for the rebound. LaFountain and Everett pulled away by Travis Carey. He's got a man wide open. He elects to go all by himself. Bad judgment there on Carey's part. Joe Misek was camping under the basket for Northeastern. Would have been an easy 2 and would have been their first lead since they went out in front 1-0. Nice bounce pass by Brown, but it's picked off by Everett, and he's got Rillahan. Now again, Sweeney had 2 teammates with him, and he failed to get it to them. So I'd say right now on both clubs, the guy handling ball down on the fast break is the wrong man. Needless to say, when you got an open man under the basket and you're running the break, get it to the man. Now Rillahan for the Indians. Gives it over to Votron, now to Everett. Everett drives. Misses a shot, but Tim Sweeney, excuse me, for the Peru Indians, pulls down the rebound and lays it up and in. Rillahan with the steal. Scott LaFountain with the foul. .5:16 to go in this first half. 11-9. Peru with a 2-point lead. Votra over to Rillahan. Now back to Votra, to Everett. Rillahan, 3-pointer, got it. Count the 3 for BJ Rillahan. 14-9. Peru up by 5 minutes to go in the half. Joe Misek over to Dale Swaggart. He's guarded by Tim Luckin. Battle for the ball and Rillahan, call for a foul. In the game for Northeastern, number 20, Chris Boer. Misek misses a foul shot. Greg Everett quickly down the floor for the Indians. Over to Rillahan, thought about 3, but he pulled it back. Now he goes for the 3. Gets another one. BJ Rillahan, 2 consecutive 3-pointers. Now a 17-9 lead for Peru, and Northeastern quickly calls a timeout. Peru with the 8-point lead. Misek gets it into James Matten. Back over to Joe Misek. Scott LaFountain call with a walk. Tim Votra over to BJ Rillahan. To Greg Everett. Votra to Everett. Off the front of the rim, pulls down by Matten. Matten controls for Northeastern. Skips it over to LaFountain. LaFountain over half court. Joel Misek guarded by Tim Votra. Gives it back over to LaFountain. Gives it over to Matten. Matten with a walk. Cougars continually waste trips down the court with costly turnovers. Under 4 to go in the half. Everett from 12. Off the front of the rim, Mike Whitehouse strong for the rebound, but it's taken away by Joe Misek over to Travis Carey. Carey, the three-pointer, off the front of the rim. LaFountain carves out a rebound, puts it up, no good. Pulled down by Rob Demon. Over to Luckin, back to Votra, back to Luckin. Nice teamwork underneath the Peru basket by the two Indians. 19-9, 10-point lead for Peru. Counting down to 3 minutes to go in this first half of play. Give it over to Matt, and Matt now to Joe Misek. Scott LaFountain from 15 off the front of the rim. Travis Carey puts it back up. No good. Tim Votra up strong for the rebound. He brings it out himself, now kicks it over to Mike Whitehouse. Lays it over to Tim Luckin around and in. As Coach Close comes back with 4 of his starters. After the game was relatively close, now it's 21-9. As Boyer throws up an air ball and Votra pulls down another rebound for Peru. Over to Luckin. Luckin in the corner, Rob Demon. Rob Demon works against Boyer. Lays it over to Luckin, misses the shot. Demon with a strong rebound, misses the shot, but he's fouled. And he'll step to the line and shoot 2 for the Indians of Peru. 2:12 to go in this half, 21-9 Peru. Joel Matton, James' brother, into the game. So we've got James and Joel Matton, Travis Carey, Scott LaFountain, and Joe Misek on the floor for Northeastern. Tim Votra, Rob Demon, Mike Whitehouse, Tim Luckin, and Greg Everett on the floor for the Peru Indians. Demon hits the first. 22-9, more substitutions for Peru. Sweeney in for Luckin. Demon hits them both. Substitution for Peru, number 15, Dave Haight, into the game. Now Scott LaFountain brings the ball down for Northeastern. They continue to fall further and further behind. They might just think of abandoning this deliberate style of play, start putting up some shots. They definitely are not going to get back into this ball game by taking time off the clock. Stifling Peru defense. Matton drives around and out. Battle for the rebound. Scott LaFountain controls for Northeastern. Gives it over to Travis Carey. Knocked away by Sweeney. It'll be Cougar ball. 1:35 to go in the half. Cougars still only 9 points in the half. They trail 23-9. Milk Carson into the game for Peru as Carey drives, misses the shot. And Haight pulls down the rebound and he's fouled by number 10, James Matton. Now the Cougars are going to go into a full court press. Now they back out of it as Whitehouse breaks the press easily. Nobody guards him. LaFountain heads the other way for Northeastern. Peru back quickly on the defense. LaFountain works from the foul line. He hits it. Scott LaFountain, the only bright spot in the half for Northeastern. 23-11, 1 minute to go in this half. Votra from 13 misses it. Battle for the rebound. Votra picks it up over to Milk Carson. Now back to Votra. They got Sweeney underneath. Moves on carry, lays it up around and out. Battle for the rebound, and Scott LaFountain picks it up for Northeastern. Under 30 seconds to go in the half. Nate Young now into the game for the Cougars. Joe Misek over to Nate Young. Young drives. It's not Young. Number 14, Joel Matten. He draws a foul. He'll step to the line to shoot 2. The foul was on number 15, Dave Haight of Peru. 5 seconds to go in the half. 23-11. Peru. Matten misses the first. And he hits the second. 23-12. They don't get the shot off, but after 2 quarters of play, Peru Indians 23, the Cougars of Northeastern 12. We'll be back with a second half right after this. Start of the second half. Varsity basketball up in Champlain, New York. Northeastern hosting the Peru Indians. At the half, Peru leads 23-12. Cougar ball. Dale Swaggart inbounds to Scott LaFountain. Get over to Scott Gagno. Gagno over to Rob Musso. Back over to Gagno. Swaggart over to Gagno. Kicks it over to Scott LaFountain, but it went right through his hands. And out of bounds, ball go back to Peru. Rillahan stripped by LaFountain. Swaggart over to Gagno. In the corner to Musso. Try to get it inside to LaFountain. Mike Whitehouse from behind, foul Scott LaFountain. Whitehouse comes out of the game, and Greg Everett played a good portion of the first half back in for Peru. Travis Carey, started by B.J. Rillahan. Gagno knocked away by Demon. LaFountain over to Gagno. Now to Swaggart. Northeastern still in a deliberate style of offense. They spread the floor. Slow it down. When you're trailing 23-12, you just scored 12 points and a half. May not be time to slow it down. It's Greg Everett. All the way down for Peru. Lays it up and in. It's 25-12. Northeastern calls a timeout. 6:20 to go in the third quarter. 25-12. Indians of Peru with the lead. Indians lead the Cougars. Lucken gets it into Rillahan. Rillahan guarded by LaFountain. Rillahan drives, pulls it back out. Gagnon goes down. They call a lane violation on Rillahan, said he stepped out of bounds. Ball goes back over to Northeastern. Swaggart comes across center court. Ball gets stolen away by Lucken. Over to Everett, tries a bounce pass. Stolen away by LaFountain. He's got Musso on a wing. Again, the Cougar on the fast break declines to pass the ball. Misses the layup. The ball rejected by Tim Lucken of Peru. It'll still be Northeastern ball. Gagnon, strong move to the basket, lays it up and in, 25-14. Peru leads. Tim Votra brings it down for the Indians, over to Rillahan. Rillahan works on LaFountain. Over to Everett, Greg Everett. Works on Rob Musso, now back to Rillahan. Rillahan drives to the basket, lays it up and in. 27-14 Peru, 5:15 to go in the third quarter. LaFountain tries to shovel it over to Musso, throws it out of bounds. Ball goes back over to Peru. Demon from 12, cans it, 29-14. Travis Carey over to Musso. From 13, throws up an air ball. Demon tries to save it, goes right into Scott LaFountain's hands. He misses it, and Demon comes away with a loose ball. Out to Greg Everett. He's got Rillahan on a wing. From 16, around and out. Demon strong for the rebound. He's fouled by Scott Gagnon, and Rob Demon will go to the line. He'll shoot the deuce. 29-14, 15-point lead for the Indians. Substitution time for Northeastern. Into the game, number 30, Joe Misek, and Andrew Brown into the Cougar lineup. Number 32, Andy Brown. Rob Diamond to shoot. He'll shoot two. Hits the first. To 14, 4:28 in this third quarter. Diamond hits both. Substitution for Peru. Diamond out. Steve Garrett into the game. Scott Gagnon works against Lucken. Andrew Brown strong for the rebound. Andy lays it up and in. 31-16. Counting down to 4 minutes in this third quarter. Everett over to Milt Carson. Rillahan looks it over. Gives it over to Lucken. Lucken now to Everett. Drives to the paint. Lays it up. He's fouled by Andy Brown. He'll go to the line to shoot two. Everett misses the first. Front rim's the second, and Andy Brown up strong for the rebound for Northeastern. Scott Gagnon over to Musso. Back out to Gagnon. Joe Misek tipped away. by Peru. It'll be Cougar ball. Travis Carey works against Milk Carson, turns, shoots, gets a nice bounce, and the ball falls through. 31-18 Peru. Greg Everett, strong drive. No good. Travis Carey up for the rebound. He's got Joe Misek out in front of the field, and Milk Carson back quickly for the Indians. He gets called for a walk. It'll go back over to Northeastern. Mike Whitehouse into the game. BJ Rillahan out for the Indians. Joe Misek to inbounds. He does to Travis Carey. Inside to Andy Brown. Turns right into Tim Sweeney. Ball's knocked away. Greg Everett controls for Peru. And Greg Everett drags his pivot foot. Gets called for the walk. Goes back to Northeastern. 31-18. 3 minutes to go in the third quarter. Get it over to Travis Carey. Bounce pass to Musso in the corner to Joe Misek. Inside to Andy Brown, lays it up, no good. Travis Carey puts it up. Second attempt falls. 31-20, 11-point lead for the Indians. Whitehouse over to Everett. Everett over to Sweeney. Sweeney wants to move, gives it back over to Everett. Everett, three-pointer, around and out. Rebound. 2 offensive boards by the Indians, and they don't capitalize and score, but they control a loose ball. Mike Whitehouse and Greg Everett play a little two-man game. Everett back out to Whitehouse. Now Everett. That was Milk Carson playing a two-man game with Whitehouse. Everett was on this side of the court. With stoppage of play for a substitution. Kind of a strange substitution. They stopped the play right in the flow of play to allow the Peru Indian player to get onto the court. That Indian player is Scott Crossett on the court. Now James Matten into the game for Northeastern. Crossett over to Sweeney. Sweeney moves on Matten, hands it over to Whitehouse. Whitehouse, little 10-footer off the front of the rim. Sweeney, strong for the rebound. He's fouled by Scott Gagnon on the play. (31-20). Minute and a half to go in this third quarter. Sweeney hits the first. He hits them both. 33-20. Peru Indians, 13-point lead over Northeastern. Matten from the corner, drills it. 33-22. 1:15 to go in the quarter. Whitehouse down against Matten. Drives the paint, lays it over to Crossett. Crossett works on Musso. Back over to Whitehouse. Now Milk Carson gets called for the walk. Took some steps. Substitution for Peru. Mike Miller into the game for the Indians. Jeff Herring into the game for Andy Brown for Northeastern. The first meeting this year, Peru won at their gym 66-44. Right now it's 33-22 with less than a minute to go in this third quarter. Gagnon drills it. 33-24. .40 seconds left in the third quarter. Cross it to Carson, back out to Cross it. Now to Sweeney, they find Carson underneath, lays it up and in. Milk Carson with the hoop, 35-24. Gagnon, two-pointer, drills it. 35-26. 9-point lead, under 10 seconds. Carson gets away with a carry. Sweeney knocked away. Travis Carey now, 3 seconds. Sweeney. Sweeney gets charged with a foul. Travis Carey tries a long desperation shot. So we played 3 quarters of play. Peru Indians 35, Cougars of Northeastern 26. Be back with a final 8 minutes in a bit. Minutes here in Northeastern. And a double dribble violation on Travis Carey. Ball goes back over to the Indians of Peru. It's 35-26, Peru with the lead. Miller hands it over to Carson. Now Sweeney in the corner. Mike Miller drills it, little 10-footer. They get it into Travis Carey. Front rims it, gets his own rebound, goes up, and he draws a foul on number 44, Tim Sweeney. Carey hits the first. He'll get another. Scott LaFountain into the game for Rob Musso. Carey hits them both. 9-point lead for the Indians. Dale Swaggart into the ball game for James Matten. Miller lays it over to Carson. He retrieves it. Now they get it inside to Cross it. Cross it off his foot, out of bounds. It'll go to Northeastern. Now substitutions en masse by the Peru Indians. Hole 5 goes out, and the 5 that come in: Mike Whitehouse, Greg Everett, Tim Lucken, Tim Votra, and Steve Garrett. On the floor for Northeastern, Scott Gagnon, Scott LaFountain, Travis Carey, Jeff Herring, and Dale Swaggart. Nine-point lead for Peru. 6:40 to go in the game. Swaggart, three-pointer, off the front of the rim. Lucken up high for the rebound, gets it out to Whitehouse. He holds it up and they kick it back out to Everett. Whitehouse, little 12-footer, drills it. 39-28, an 11-point lead for the Indians. In the corner, Gagnon works on Everett. Back out to Swaggart. Now over to LaFountain. Travis Carey working on Votra. Votra call for the push. Carey hits the first. You'll get another shot. It's a 10-point lead for the Indians in this low-scoring varsity game. Misses a second, but Dale Swaggart comes down with a ball for Northeastern. LaFountain kicks it over to Gagnon. Gagnon works against a double team. Now back out to LaFountain. LaFountain works on Votra, turns off the backboard, but he gets his own rebound. Goes up and is fouled by number 32, Tim Lucken of Peru. LaFountain hits the first. It's a 9-point lead for the Indians. 8-point lead as LaFountain hits the second. 39-31. Under 6 to go in the game. Whitehouse, strong drive to the basket, and he gets called for the walk. Ball goes back over to Northeastern. They can cut it down to 6 with a score here. Everett comes down out with a little token pressure, backs off. Now they get it over to Herring. Herring lays it over to LaFountain. They get it inside to Carey. He drives, knocked away by Everett. And Jeff Herring with a foul. Peru in the penalty will shoot the 1-and-1. Everett hits the first. 9-point lead for the Indians. He hits them both. It's a 10-point lead, 41-31. Peru, 5:30 to go in the game. Scott Gagnon drives strong to the basket, lays it up and in. Cuts it to 8. Everett over to Whitehouse. Now to Votra. Inside to Everett. Turns, shoots. Nice look by Whitehouse to find Everett. Back up to a 10-point lead. LaFountain double team, gets it over to Travis Carey. Carey inside to Herring. Turns, lays it off the backboard and in. 43-35. Indians over the Cougars. Under 5 in the game. Everett over to Votra. Votra to Whitehouse. Working on Carey. Kicks it back out to Votra. Now to Tim Lucken. Lucken works on Herring. Back out to Whitehouse. He drives. Puts it back out to Votra. Indians in no rush to get a shot off here. Lucken works on Herring. Nice help defense by Swaggart. Switches off to Everett. Little 15-footer by Whitehouse. Travis Carey quickly down the floor. And he gets called for the offensive foul. It's Mike Whitehouse. Draws the foul. That was a proclamation by Coach Bruce Close of the Peru Indians. He let out some instructions and the whole place was quiet. And it sounded like the Sunday sermon, all fire and brimstone. Over the back. Steve Garrett gets called for a foul. 4 minutes to go, 45-35 Peru. Rob Diamond back into the game. Mike Height back into the game. BJ Rillahan back into the game for the Indians. LaFountain hits the first. Misses a second. Rob Diamond strong for the rebound, gives it over to Greg Everett. Now over to Mike Whitehouse. Whitehouse just throws the ball away. Tried to shovel it over to Rillahan. Rillahan went the wrong way. Or the ball went the wrong way. Actually, it's the passer's responsibility to get the ball. As Travis Carey drains a three-pointer, 45-39. 6-point lead for the Indians. 3:30 to go in the game. Height answers for the Indians. Back up to an 8-point lead. Travis Carey front rims the three-pointer. Herring battles for the rebound, but Greg Everett pulls it down. Early in the game, the deliberate style of Northeastern, not the most exciting style of basketball to watch, but Coach Neto realizes that he doesn't have the horses to go with some of these teams in the CVAC. He doesn't want to get into a run and gun with these teams to get blown out of the place. Well, less than 3 minutes to go, he finds himself now trailing by 10, but just a minute ago he was down, just trailing by 6. So maybe he's analyzed this situation and knows what he's up against. So maybe this slow down tempo is the most effective offense that this Cougar team can employ. .235 left in the ball game. 10-point Peru Indian lead, 49-39. Blocking foul on number 22, Mike Whitehouse. Gagno. Back rims a free throw. Mike Height pulls it down for Peru. Now over to Greg Everett. Everett down court. Milt Carson into the game for the Indians. And Carson. Foul by Carey. Actually, Carson traveled long before the foul. He was dragging a ball and chain in that pivot foot. Milt Carson with a free throw. Off the back of the rim. Battle for the rebound. Scott LaFountain picks it up for Northeastern. They call an injury timeout. Actually, if the rebounder would have looked up quick for Northeastern, Scott Gagno was all by himself at the other end of the floor. 49-39. Peru, 10-point lead. They try to get it inside to Gagno. Over the back, Milt Carson with a foul. 2 minutes, 8 seconds left in this ball game. Gagno hits the first. 9-point lead for the Indians. Gagno hits them both. 8-point lead for the Peru Indians. Milk Carson brings it down for Peru. Gives it over to Rillahan. Works behind a height pick. Drains a three-pointer. Big basket in this game, 52-41. Just as the Cougars were looking to make a move. Rob Musso answers with two. Cougars were looking like they were going to make a move. Rillahan comes down behind a Mike Height pick. Drains a three. It's a 52-43 Peru Indian lead with 1:35 to go in the game. Height gets away with a walk. They had him tied up. They get Carson with a walk. (52-43), a minute 20 to go. Musso over the corner to Gagno. Cougars got to hurry up. They got to put some points up. Musso with a three off the front of the rim. Carey with a rebound. .104 to go in the game. 52-43 Peru. Travis Carey hits the first. 52-44. Substitutions for the Indians of Peru. 44 Tim Sweeney. Number 32 Tim Luckin into the ball game. Play this last minute and 4. Travis Carey off the back of the rim. Tim Votra. Tim Votra pulls down the rebound, and while flinging of the elbows, gets Jeff Herring in the side of the head, but Herring gets called for the foul. An abusive use of the face is what you would call that foul. Jeff Herring took his face and tried to mug Tim Votra with it. Travis Carey with the rebound. Cougars gotta hurry. Carey with a two-pointer, a three-pointer. Travis Carey hits a three-pointer. Cougars pull it within 5. Herring fouls Votra. Votra missed the front end of the 1-and-1 last time down the floor. Carey came back and drilled a three-pointer. Cougars to within 5. 48 seconds left in this ball game. And in retrospect, the style of play that Orville Neto has employed this evening against the Peru Indians fits his team to a T. Less than a minute to go in the game. They got to be very pleased with where they are in this game, trailing by 5 points. And the last time they lost to this team by 20 points. So what the Cougars have done, they've taken time off the clock, slowed the tempo of the ball game. And if not for a 9-point first quarter, they could very well be in the lead in this ball game. They only scored 9 points in the first quarter. Votra now will shoot the 1-and-1. Cougars will crash the board, hoping he misses the front end of it. He hits the front end of it. He'll get another 6-point lead for the Indians. Big free throw for Timmy Votra. Around and out, Travis Carey pulls down the rebound quickly down the floor for Northeastern. Carey over to Herring. Herring throws up an air ball. Scott Gagno with a nice rebound. We've got a pile of players on one end. Rillahan misses the layup. Rillahan misses the layup on one end of the court. Tried to put a little mustard on the hot dog, but he missed the layup. And Sweeney gets called for a foul. 53-47, 6-point Indian lead. Travis Carey will step to the line, shoot a 1-and-1. 32 seconds left in the game. Carey hits the first one. Travis Carey hits the second. A 4-point lead. Cougars press. They break it easily. Timmy Luckin all alone. It's a 6-point lead. Travis Carey gets it over to LaFountain. LaFountain guarded by Luckin over to Gagnon. They got to put it up. Scott LaFountain throws up an air ball. Travis Carey, yeoman's work under the boards. 55-51, 9 seconds left. Rillahan throws it away. Votra tries to retrieve it. Scott LaFountain called for a foul in the corner. Timmy Votra will go to the line and shoot 1-and-1. 4 seconds left. 4-point lead for the Peru Indians. But I'll tell you what, the Northeastern Clinton Cougars played a pretty decent game this evening to stay within 4 points. That's if Votra misses, but he doesn't. It's a 5-point lead for the Indians. Votra misses the second. Travis Carey at the buzzer. Final shot of his career. And it counts. Travis Carey at the buzzer makes the last shot of his high school career. 56-54. The Peru Indians come away with a win. But I'll tell you what, it wasn't as easy as they thought it might have been. Hats off to Coach Orville Neto and his assistant Randy LeBombard for employing the style and tempo of offense that fit their team to a T. Final score, 56-54. Peru Indians over the Northeastern Clinton Cougars. As we watch the fans file out of the gym at Northeastern, this has been Dick Castine along with cameraman Sam Castine, Hometown Cable. Thanks for having us in your living room. Good night.